Many people think that having locks is easy. So you just install your 2-strand twist or whatever starter style you choose to use to start your locks. Leave your hair in the style for about 6 months to 1 year and then you have locks. Well, that is actually true. But you see that period from when you install your starter style to when you eventually have locks, there are so many changes that your hair is going to go through, and many of those changes can be quite confusing. So in today's video, I'm going to be helping you make sense of the changes. I'll tell you what is normal, what is abnormal, what you should be excited about, and what could probably mean that you're doing something wrong to your locks. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, then keep on watching. The first thing you'll notice, and I feel like is it going to be my video if I don't talk about this, is that your hair is going to shrink. It's completely normal for your hair to shrink. We are not going to dwell on that for too long because I've said this 1 million times already on my channel. Now, another thing that you will notice during this period, especially in the beginning stages of your lock journey, is that you're going to see balls of hair hanging at the ends of your starter locks. This is completely normal. Now, the reason why this happens is that, you know, when you first install your starter style, even though your hair is in whatever style that it is in, your hair is not actually locked yet. And the concept of locks is that normally if you have loose hair, your hair sheds but the shed hairs fall out of your head, right? But when you have locks, the shed hairs remain. And because your hair is intertwined, it creates like a lock. It creates like a lock. Literally, that it's a lock, right? But it creates like a mesh of your hair strands such that shed hairs that disconnect from your roots do not fall down. They remain in the lock, right? So that's basically the concept of locks in general. Now, when you're first starting out, because your hair hasn't meshed yet, your hair hasn't formed locks yet, so even if it is in a starter style and it is bound, you're still going to have some hair strands that will escape. Let me use that word. And it's those hair strands that eventually start to look like balls on the ends of your locks. And this is what many people call, in the lock community, this is what many people call teardrops. So if you're new to the whole lock journey, when you hear teardrops, when you hear people say teardrops when it comes to locks, this is what they mean. And it is completely normal. As your hair matures, as your hair eventually locks, you are not going to notice this as much anymore. So what should you do to these balls of hair hanging? There are 2 things you can do. You can cut it off. You can loosely wrap the ball around the lock. So let's say, for example, please, if you guys can hear any background noise, please ignore it. Someone is cutting grasses outside. So please ignore the noise. So let's say here, this is the lock, right? And you have a ball of hair hanging loosely by maybe 1 strand, and you have a ball of hair at this place. What you can do is you can just take it, lift it higher, and just wrap it around the lock. Another thing that you will notice during this period of your lock journey is that you will notice certain sections of your hair feeling hard. This is what people call budding. On 1 strand of hair, or like on 1 strand of starter lock, you may have certain areas that feel really, really hard, and then you have other areas that feel really soft. This is completely normal. This is your hair doing what it needs to do. Eventually, the whole of the hair is going to become locked, and it will not be as hard as it feels right now. Because I know that was something I was a little concerned about when I noticed. It was like, are my locks going to end up being so hard? No, that is not the case. The fact that you have certain areas that feel so hard in this moment is just your hair trying to interconnect. Your hair strands are trying to interconnect to form the locks, and so eventually all your hair is going to be firm, but it will not be as hard as it is now. Another thing that you will notice during this period is what people call bunching. Bunching is basically when you have your hair strands feeling like they have been compressed, and you can see the area. In many cases, it's not going to be smooth. You know, with shrinkage, your hair just becomes shorter, but it still looks smooth, right? But with bunching, it's like you have a hair strand that has been pushed like this, and so it may look scraggly and kind of coily, and it's just mushed together. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. So that's basically what we call bunching, and it is completely normal. What you can do, you can just gently from time to time wet your hair and just gently, you know, just try to encourage it to become straight again. After some time, in many cases, after some time, the bunching is going to sort itself out. But in some cases, that particular lock may end up being a little bit like bent, you know. So if you don't want that, you can just, every time you moisturize your hair, just gently, you know, tug it a little. Don't rip it off because that will cause breakage, but just gently tug it a little to encourage it to eventually lock straight. Another thing that you notice during this period, and this is going to be more obvious as your locks get more mature, is that you start to see loose roots. That is completely fine. That means that your hair is growing. It's similar to what happens when you had braids, when you did box braids, when you had loose hair. After a while, your roots are going to get looser and looser and looser because your hair is growing. It's just the hair that you braided that is braided. Your hair is growing. But the only thing about locks is that as your hair grows, normally your hair grows loose, right? But after a while, the hair that grows will eventually lock by itself. So it is completely normal for you to always have loose hair at your roots, meaning hair that is not locked at your roots. How much hair that you have at your root that is not locked depends on several factors, like whether you are combing your roots whenever you retwist, or the texture of your hair and how fast it locks, basically. But it's completely normal for you to have loose hair at your roots. In fact, I encourage you to allow some loose hair at your roots because it's going to prevent things like traction alopecia and all those things like that. So don't, every time you maintain your locks, especially if you use a method like the interlocking method or the crochet method, don't go too down and make sure that you lock every single hair that you have down to your scalp. I don't recommend that. Another thing that you notice is this goes hand in hand with what I talked about earlier about budding. So you may have sections that are harder, that may look slimmer and smaller than the rest. That is all part of the journey. It means that your hair is doing what it needs to do to lock. So embrace it. Another thing that you notice is unraveling, and this is going to happen in the earlier stages of your journey. I have had so many people reach out to me complaining about their hair unraveling. This is normal, especially depending on the length of hair that you're starting with and your hair texture. It may be more pronounced than for others, but unraveling is normal. It means that your hair is doing what it needs to do. If you put your hair, and that's why if you notice that people who start their locks with box braids, regular braids, it takes their hair way longer to lock. Before their hair moves from having that braid texture to having locks, it takes a very long time. And for many people, it could take up to 5-6 years. That shows you that it is not your starter style that locks your hair. Your starter, the concept or the purpose of that starter style is to put your hair in sections so that your hair locks in those sections. So your hair needs to do a form of unraveling for it to eventually form locks. It is the unraveling and the interconnecting and the intermeshing of your hair that forms locks. So unraveling is normal. You should embrace it. It means that your hair is doing what it needs to do. Now, if you're starting with very short hair, or if your texture is very, very loose, it may seem like, because whenever your hair is unraveling, your starter style may come completely undone in such a way that your sections become non-existent. And I understand why you may panic when you see something like that. But that does not mean that your hair is not locking. Your hair is still locking. It's just that it's not holding on to the starter style as much. What you can do in a situation like this is just find a way, whatever way you may wrap, you may just find a way to reconnect the hair loosely so that you're not forcing your hair to remain in the starter style, but you're just encouraging it to remain bound in such a way that as your locks form, they will form in those sections. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. I have a video where I explain in depth the whole concept of unraveling. I'll link that video up in the iCards. Another thing that you will notice, and this is going to happen as your locks eventually get more mature and your hair is already locking, And you also notice this eventually when your locks are mature, when you have mature locks. When you have your locks merging, when you touch your roots, when you have several locks merging, if you touch your roots, it may feel like your roots are thinning out. This is completely normal when your locks start to merge. And so you should not panic. As long as it doesn't look like your hair is hanging by a thread, your locks are hanging by a thread, and it doesn't look obviously thinner, it just feels thinner, it is normal. And this happens when your locks start to merge. If you normally maintain your locks yourself, relax. Just separate the strands that have merged back to their individual locks, and you're going to be fine. Now, if you usually go to someone else to get their locks done, if the person is a real professional who knows how to manage locks, then you have no issue. Just let it be. Whenever you go for your retwist or your maintenance, the person is going to separate your locks back, and you see that your roots will become thick again. And that's why I've heard people come to me, my clients whose locks I maintain. They often say that, why is it that my hair feels thicker at the roots? Like, why is it that their hair feels thicker at the roots fresh after I have done their maintenance, as opposed to when their locks start to merge? This is why. I think this happens because we know when your locks start to merge at your roots, you don't have a definite division between, okay, this is the hair strands that belong to this lock, and these are the hair strands that belong to this lock, and these are the hair strands that belong to this other lock. They are kind of interconnected, so it may feel like they are a little bit flimsy. But when you eventually do the demarcation and like separate, okay, these go here, these go here, you see that everything is normal. What you don't want to do is carelessly break hair strands to keep them separated, because what will happen in a situation like this is that you're going to end up breaking hair strands that should belong to each lock, and then they are eventually going to actually become thinner. Another thing that you notice is on one lock, you may have certain areas that are slimmer and certain areas that are fatter. If this is happening at the early stage of your lock journey, before you hit 1 year, this is also part of the locking and budding process, because in many cases, the part of the hair that feels hard may actually look slimmer than the rest, because they are already starting to do what they need to do to form locks, while the others are still swelling and frizzy. I have a video where I talked about the different stages of locks. I feel like if you're just starting out, you find that video very helpful. I'll also link it up in the iCards. When you watch that video, you understand better what I'm trying to say here. Another thing that you may notice is scraggly ends. You may start out with hair that looks fine, that looks good, and then after some months, it may start to look like your ends are damaged. This is also part of the journey, because what happens is sometimes all your hair doesn't shrink at the same time, despite the fact that they are in, let's say, 2-strand twist, for example. All the strands in that 2-strand twist is not going to shrink up at the same time or at the same rate. So you may have certain strands that have shrunken up and certain strands that have not really shrunken up. And if you have something like that, those strands that have not shrunken up as much may start to look thin, and then it may start to look like the ends of your hair are thin. This is completely normal. I think for a situation like this, what you need to do is just relax and watch your hair do what it needs to do. And this is actually a tip that, regardless of whatever your hair is going through, if it's not like your hair is obviously breaking off, just relax and wait and just see. Everything is going to work out. Another thing that you may notice is that it may look like the hair is not going to lock. It may look like the hair will not hold on to the lock. It may look like it's hanging by a thread, especially when you're just starting out. And if you're starting with very small locks, like something along the lines of micro locks, just relax. Just continue to do what you need to do. If you're maintaining your locks yourself, just continue to maintain your locks how you normally do, just like you do the rest of your hair. And if you're going to someone to get your locks done, as long as the person is a professional, just allow the person to do what they are doing. Eventually, you see that hair that looks like, oh, this hair is too small, it's not going to form a lock. You'll be surprised at how healthy and how rich that lock is eventually going to be. So that's another thing I want to say. And I feel like this also takes me to my next point, which is basically if you're starting out, especially if you have a certain texture of hair that doesn't seem to hold on to styles as much, it may feel like your hair is never going to lock because it seems like it just keeps unraveling. You redo the starter style, it will unravel. You redo the starter style, it will unravel. And you may feel like, oh, will my hair ever lock? But it will lock. I've had several clients who have started their locks. Even when I was starting their locks, I was like, are you sure this person's hair is going to lock? Because it felt like nothing was happening. And then all of a sudden, it was like, yesterday nothing was happening, today they have locks. It was like magic, so just relax. I know in the beginning stage it may seem like what is happening, it's confusing, but just relax. And you know what they always say, trust the process. Your hair knows what to do. Your hair knows how to lock. Locking is something, like I mentioned earlier, locking is something that is very easy. Your hair knows how to lock. If you do nothing to your hair, as long as you have textured hair, if you have a coil pattern, if you do absolutely nothing to your hair is going to lock. So your hair knows how to lock. Now the whole concept of what all these things that we're doing is just to tell your hair how you want it to lock. Basically, tell your hair how big you want the locks to be. Give your hair an idea of how big you want the locks to be, and tell your hair how you want it to look to an extent. You cannot really completely dictate how your locks will be, but to an extent. So all these maintenance, all these videos and all these things that I'm saying is just basically giving you tips to kind of dictate to your hair how you want it to look. But you see, when it comes to locking, your hair already knows what to do. So all you have to do is just sit back, relax, trust the process, and make sure that you're not doing anything that is stopping your locks from doing what you want to do. Now, I've shared most of the major things that you're going to notice when you're first starting out. But if you have any other thing that you're experiencing now that I have not touched on, let me know. Drop them in the comment section and I'll definitely respond. If you want to work with me on a one-on-one basis, there are so many ways you can do it. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me. The link will be in the description box. If you can also enroll for my online lock course, which is basically a pre-recorded course where I give you step-by-step how to start, maintain, wash, style, and all those things to have locks that look like mine. The link will also be in the description box. If you also like to know the products that I use, they are all available on my website. I'll put the link down in the description box as well. With that, we come to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and I hope you learned one or two things. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if this is your first time on my channel and you'd like to see more videos from me, then definitely subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video.